BetaEtaDelota is not who you think he is. Before you go up in the comments, I want to make this clear. I am not putting the creator down in any way as a person. Sure, he has criticism that I believe he needs to hear, but I don't condone any type of harassment. There are 4 things I want to talk about the creator, but before that, we need to understand something about them which will make them much easier to understand his actions. According to a YouTube commenter back in 2019, Beta is sweet online, but as someone who's known him from Discord and his old server, he easily abandons people and ghosts everyone who says anything relatively bad about him. He can't take criticism at all, basically. He doesn't really lash out per se, nor is he toxic or mean. He just cuts people out of his life for stupid or jerkish reasons. This will explain everything that will happen on later in the video, and show the extent to the creator's narcissism and egocentric attitude. First off, if you watch this creator for a while now, you probably noticed a change in his content. He switched his YouTube uploads from edited videos to Twitch highlights to increase upload frequency during the COVID-19 pandemic. This time would disrupt anyone's plans, especially content creators. Now, on the surface, that sounds good. More frequent uploads means more content to watch, right? Well, here's the problem with that. If you look at his recent uploads, you can see it's filled with gaming content and reactions, but that's not the real problem. Sure, I don't like it because I didn't subscribe for it, but it's clear that it does bring views. The main problem I want to focus on is the length of the video. If you notice, these videos are very long and are usually between 10 and 20 minutes. You might be wondering why that's a problem. Put simply, the creator used to upload shorter videos that are between 6 to 8 minutes. These videos are the reason why I and many others subscribed. However, as he got more successful, he decided to upload longer videos. Now, the idea of longer videos by itself isn't the problem. If you can keep people watching with longer videos, you earn more watch time, which means the YouTube algorithm promotes your videos more. What I have a problem with is that the videos are long for the wrong reason. When it comes to certain topics, the creator was able to usually cover them in under 8 minutes. Now it takes 20 minutes. This means there are 12 minutes of repeated filler that doesn't need to be there. This is how live streams work, as people tend to repeat themselves in order to fill the time. You could argue that some people like that filler, but if you did, you should just be watching the live streams. The clips only really serve people who aren't able to watch when the creator is streaming, and they can be better if he edited them down to be more concise and entertaining. If you compare this creator to others in the same niche, you can start to see it directly impacts his metrics. According to Social Blade, at the time of writing, in the past 30 days, BetaEtaDelota has received 910,000 views but only 2,000 subscribers. The next Furry YouTuber who has a comparable view count is Odin Wolf, who in the same time frame got 250,000 views and 1,000 subscribers. BetaEtaDelota gets far fewer subscribers per view than Odin Wolf. For every 1,000 views Beta gets, he only gets 2.19 subscribers, compared to Odin's 4 subscribers per 1,000 views. It gets worse though, because when he considers the views per video, he starts to question the lead BetaEtaDelota has. Before we can understand that, we need to talk about upload schedules. They determine how often a content creator puts out content, usually on a weekly basis, and can reflect on how many views they get. Looking at both channels, Beta usually uploads 4 times a week, while Odin uploads once a week. This would mean that both channels will earn roughly similar amounts of views per video if they included views from their new content. However, these view counts also include the views from their backlogs of content, which complicates the matters a little. To find out how many views both channels' new videos earn, we need to look at them directly. Odin's last 10 videos got 211,000 views in total. Beta's last 10 videos on airing got 266,000. At first, you might think Beta has the lead. However, this is before I remove the best and worst performing videos from each group. This would bring Odin down to 160.6 thousand, while Beta is down to 150.4 thousand. This means that Odin averages 21.1 thousand, while Beta averages 26.6 thousand before removing the outliers. After removing the outliers, Odin averages 20.1 thousand, while Beta averages 18.8 thousand. All this is great and all, but you can argue Beta is live streaming on Twitch while Odin isn't. That is true, but it shows how much Beta is neglecting his YouTube channel in favor of his Twitch account, and now it's starting to show with the data. There's also a problem with his channel being way too suggested for an overly youth audience. To be fair, other channels also cross the line of what's acceptable on YouTube, but we're focusing on Beta. This is more of a criticism of certain furry creators trying to appeal to young people through suggestive thumbnails and content to increase their click-through rates. Click-through rate is a metric on YouTube that measures the percentage of people who saw this video and those who clicked on it. If 100 people saw the thumbnail of this video but only 10 clicked on it, the CTR would be 10%. CTR is one determining factor behind the success of a video. Creators are encouraged to get it as high as possible to get even more views through potential clicks and further promotion by the algorithm. There are many ways to increase CTR, but one method that has me considered is by using suggestive thumbnails. To be fair, there's always been a problem, but they seem to be increasing among furries. Games like Change and Tribal Hunter make it pretty obvious there's a sexual aspect to them. Now, it is possible to play a game based on fetishes without sexualizing it. However, when these aspects are being shown in the thumbnail and title, that's where it gets concerning. This is because YouTube's nudity and sexual content policies forbid animated or illustrated pornography, sex acts, or fetish content. This means that all the videos produced by creators playing these games can be considered against these policies. It's because it's especially dangerous considering YouTube can suddenly enforce these rules at any time. He also loves inflating life jackets to the point of being fetishized online. Before we go off in the comment section, I want to make one thing clear. I'm not here to king shame the creator. Whatever people do behind his door is none of my business. What I do have a problem with is how prominently he features his his love of inflating life jackets in public, especially towards a younger audience. He's also someone who tends to vent very often on Twitter. Now, there's nothing wrong with venting your emotions out, and it can be healthy. Keeping emotions bottled up inside always leads to problems in the future. However, how the creator does it is usually form of tweets on Twitter, which is usually not a good idea. He even asked for a therapist on the platform, trying to get advice from others in the area, when looking it up online would have been more appropriate. Not something that makes a creator a bad person, but it puts serious doubt over whether he's emotionally stable, especially when putting it out on a public platform. These things should be talked with a therapist, not for everyone online to see. He's so willing to put whatever is on his mind for engagement that back in January 2019, he announced that he's no longer going to be taking an internship for a college major to instead pursue YouTube. My parents say that I need to get an internship for a degree so I get experience, but when I graduate, I'm going to be doing YouTube as a business/job because I am passionate about it and love it. Creators throwing away a significant opportunity to advance a potentially lucrative mechanical engineering career in exchange for a shaky content creator career, which people have pointed out in the replies. Yo, get a job. YouTube is not a reliable source of income. Think about your future. Even that being considered, he's putting this on the internet for everyone to see. It sounds like he's trying to justify the decision by getting his fans to agree with it. And going back to his unwillingness for other opinions, this is a dangerous path for someone like him to go down if his career eventually plateaus in the future. Like every other creator on the internet, Beta has received criticism over time. However, the way he handles it is quite different. In a tweet, he stated, "Furry YouTube is kind of boring." This received a lot of necessary drama, with people on both sides of the debate arguing whether furry creators on YouTube had gotten boring, or whether Beta should have said it in the first place. This hasn't stopped, with the creator making another tweet saying, "90% of my time, the current turn to attack on me as a person because my content isn't as enough as it used to be," showing a video that didn't actually attack them. The creator of Beta even reached out to Beta with no response. Had he kept out the comment and not responded to the hate, I wouldn't have any problems with it. I don't believe he should have gotten the amount of hate that he deserved. However, when he attacked another creator who from the title and thumbnail didn't even criticize him, that's when he goes from being put down to the one putting another down. This type of hater is unacceptable and shouldn't be tolerated. But judging by the comments, it seems like people were going after the creator of the video based on the comment alone, which is just simply immature and petty. This isn't just a bad mistake, but it's behavior that is inherent to his personality. To understand that, we have to do something that I don't like, and that's talking about myself. I noticed that Beta uploaded a video that had a suspiciously similar thumbnail to a previous video. When I checked, this was true. I made a tweet highlighting this with no ill will to the creator. He responded, which resulted in engagement from the tweet. I didn't notice at the time, but shortly after his tweet, he decided to block me on his account. I don't know if I insulted the creator because I tried reaching out to them, only to never get a response. You might be seeing a pattern here. Beta doesn't care about smaller creators, actively pushing them away. I believe he knows his YouTube career is slowing down due to the lack of effort being put into his videos. In order to combat this, instead of making better content, he's getting fans to harass smaller creators on his behalf. Given his recent actions, you might think this is a secret chat the creator runs which facilitates his harassment. However, it doesn't matter if it exists, because he's created a culture among fans that creators who try to critique the channel are met with harassment. Despite this, he goes around and claims that he doesn't want to encourage harassment against people with a different opinion.
Don't harass Opus or the OP if you disagree with their viewpoint. I am justifiably saying that their viewpoint is valid. They are allowed to have that opinion. That's all a tweet is.
However, it is hard to believe when he conveniently ignores this towards people who critique his channel. Put simply, whether a well-known creator, furry or not, attacks another smaller creator, they can often pass unscathed by using their audience. However, when a regular person does the same thing, they can often be punished much more harshly by the larger creator's fans. This is what happened, and that has to change. Considering I made a video talking about Beta's history, waiting for him to repay me by trying to push me off the platform is completely unacceptable. I can only hope the fans can agree with this and start applying pressure to these larger creators when they take actions like this. No one's above the law in this fandom, and if we want to continue forward as a community, we need to stop this type of bullying from large creators against smaller ones. The whole problem with Beta is that he's not being honest with his audience. If he wants to do Twitch streams, that's fine, but he shouldn't pretend that he's also a YouTuber if all he's doing is uploading Twitch highlights. This reminds me a lot of Professor Lando, a Twitch creator explaining certain parts of internet culture. The difference between BetaEtaDelota and Professor Lando is one started out by making YouTube videos but later transferred over to Twitch streaming, while the other started out doing Twitch streaming and uploading YouTube videos on the side. You can probably guess which channel has received more views on YouTube despite both uploading Twitch highlights. It's this lack of authenticity that concerns me, and considering how he doesn't listen to different opinions when it comes to his career, it's something that you should be concerned about too. Even if you don't watch them, having a creator who is unwilling to listen to other people at the end of the day is bad for a community as a whole. It's simply evil when a creator gets to a point where their fans can cause more damage than they can ever do individually. It's becoming an increasingly problematic aspect of influencers, and it's shown to be deadly at times. If you want to check out how I got to this point, check out the history of BetaEtaDelota.